Today, some are hiding, some are in jail, some are broke. Let's track the fall of the Instagram Yahoo legends. Starting off on the list is Jessam Michael. Jessam Michael. The name alone had Nigerians hailing tech bro wey sabi. Baba carried tech on his head like gele and was selling vibes with confidence. With his Africa Habitage System (AAS), he packaged himself as the messiah of crypto. Rolex shining, mansions with swimming pool on standby, exotic cars parked like car wash exhibition. Every Instagram post screamed, "This is your ticket out of trenches." Over 50,000 Nigerians bought the dream. Dollars and naira poured in like December rain. More than $554,000 and an eye-popping 590 million naira. Investors danced, shouted testimonies, and hailed him crypto king. To them, AAS wasn't an app, it was the promised land. But just as everybody was stretching hands to collect soft life, bam, Jessam's empire scattered like chin-chin. The system crashed. Tears rolled, some investors entered depression, others dragged him online like Sunday suya. Next thing, EFCC stormed in with receipts. His accounts froze like pure water in freezer, exotic rides packed away, and Jessam himself landed behind bars. The man who once dripped Rolex and designer now rocks prison blues, chilling on bunk beds instead of flexing on yachts. From crypto king to inmate 001, Jessam's story is proof that packaging no be prosperity. Next is Uchenna David. Abuja once had a big boy, Prince charming the streets. Uchenna David. Bros was living the dream, standing beside glassy mansions he didn't own, flexing inside cars shinier than a wedding ring, dropping motivational quotes about hard work, and calling Nigerian youths lazy. At just 34, everybody tagged him real estate mogul, happily married and looking like a poster child for success. But behind the Instagram shine, Baba was carrying one coded CV, Yahoo graduate, class of 2019. Between 2016 and 2019, Uchenna wasn't selling houses, he was selling sweet lies. The guy packaged himself into the inbox of 5 American women, melted their hearts, and cashed out a jaw-dropping $2.5 billion. To secure his future, he flipped the cash into Bitcoin, even turned one old Boston mama into his personal bank branch by using her account as money collector HQ. Smooth criminal things. But fast forward 5 years later, karma clocked in. On a flight from the UK to the US, the FBI was already backstage waiting. Victims had testified, receipts were loaded, and before his plane's legs even stretched, they arrested him in Texas. Today, instead of sipping wine in Abuja mansions, Uchenna faced the reality of a 40-year US prison sentence. From big boy mogul to orange jumpsuit influencer, now so life they changed gear. Next on the list is Obinwanne Okeke. Obinwanne Okeke was the ultimate poster boy for the good life. In 2017, Instagram practically bowed to him as the certified soft life ambassador, CEO of Invictus Group, billionaire in the making, and the guy who made hard work pays look like a reality TV show. His page was pure goals, exotic whips lined up like a car dealership, mansions glistening with marble floors, champagne glasses that somehow never ran dry, and captions that could make you believe you weren't hustling hard enough. Nigerians screamed motivation. Forbes stamped him with that under 30 billionaire badge, and the global elite rolled out red carpets for him. But behind the designer shades and tailored suits, another script was playing. The so-called legit empire wasn't funded by boardroom deals, it was powered by Yahoo Boy Deluxe. Obinwanne had been running a $11 million business email scam on Americans while packaging himself as the new face of African entrepreneurship. FBI clocked him for 13 solid months like Netflix binge watchers before they finally swooped in 2019. Now, the champagne flute is gone, the suits replaced with prison blues. Instead of luxury mansion, Obinwanne is locked up in the US serving 10 years. From Forbes list to prison list, the fall from grace was louder than his flex. Next on the list is Ugochukwu Nwamere. Port Harcourt had his fair share of big boys, but Ugochukwu Joseph Nwamere was in a league of his own. This guy wasn't just pulling up in one car, he was moving with convoy vibes, rocking designer drip and spraying colognes that could announce his presence 2 streets away. On paper, he was the flashy CEO of Penny Hydro, Pearl Oil and Gas, a company he claimed was out to bless the Niger Delta with jobs, projects and empowerment. To the public, he was a poster boy for young, rich and successful. But behind the perfume clouds and luxury rides, pure premium packaging, Ugochukwu wasn't hustling oil and gas, he was hustling forgery and obtainance. The man had a PhD in producing contract papers so clean that even top banks were falling in love and handing him millions like Valentine gifts. While the banks thought they were dealing with a billionaire investor, Oga was busy living like royalty, eating life with a golden spoon while the institutions silently bled. His last show, a mind-blowing 750 million naira scam. That was the final straw before EFCC and US authorities came knocking. Now, instead of hosting board meetings in Abuja mansions, Ugochukwu is calculating prison years like compound interest. Forget yachts and champagne, he's staring down a 40-year jail term in a US prison. From CEO to cell executive officer, that's the real plot twist of his life. Next on the list is Precious Williams. Precious wasn't just moving through Port Harcourt. Sis was flowing like a walking ATM. As one of Rivers State's big madams, she wore her luxury lifestyle like crown, designer handbags that could buy land, convoys that shut down traffic, and vacations that looked like they were straight out of a billionaire's Pinterest board. With 2 companies, Glossolalia Nigeria Limited and Pearl Legend Nigeria Limited, her branding screamed smart investor. investor. People swore she had cracked the money code. But behind the Gucci shades and Dubai selfies, EFCC later unwrapped a different gist. Turns out Precious wasn't cashing out from legit hustle, she was swimming in deep fraud waters. The charge sheet looked like a Nollywood script gone rogue. Conspiracy, advanced fee fraud, false pretense, you name it, she allegedly did it. Reports claimed she dipped her hands in over 13.8 billion naira. And between August 2019 to February 2020 alone, she allegedly laundered 10 billion naira from the now infamous MBA trading Ponzi scheme. Imagine, while people were crying over their lost savings, Madame was balling in style. Now, instead of sipping champagne in first class, Precious is sipping bottled water across EFCC's interview table. Her once glossy empire, no longer on Instagram, is stacked neatly inside case files. Moral of the gist, not all that glitters in designer heels is gold. Sometimes it's just fraud in Fendi. Next on the list is Kingsley Adonu. Kingsley Adonu packaged himself on Instagram like the ultimate Lagos big boy. Designer suits, check. Exotic cars, check. Captions that sounded like MTN jingles, double check. To the average hustler scrolling online, it was a financial plug, dropping promises sweeter than money. Job small today, MTN will shock you tomorrow. But behind the soft life aesthetics was a scam hotter than pepper soup. Through his company, S Mobile Net Zone Limited, he ran a Ponzi machine that vacuumed more than 10 billion naira from desperate Nigerians. People carried their life savings to him, thinking alerts would rain. Instead, he was diverting funds like DJ Speedy Beats straight into shady accounts under another company he had created, Beast Network Nigeria Limited. GTB and Fidelity practically turned into his personal POS bank while victims sat staring at their phones, refreshing for MTN messages that never came. September 11, 2024, the bubble burst. EFCC stormed his empire, and the man who once flexed like MTN Partner of the Year now rocks prison uniform, counting years instead of millions. From Instagram filters to prison bars, Adonu's hustle truly crashed like expired data bundle. Alright, if you've watched the video to this point, it's time to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates like this. Up next is Samuel and Samson Ogoshi. Lagos boys Samuel and Samson Ogoshi had everybody fooled. On Instagram, they were living the soft life, crypto screenshots flying up and down, designer drip on display, flexing like they cracked Wall Street's secret formula while still at Unilag. To the casual eye, these guys were young millionaires rolling in dollars and enjoying that big boy glow. Nigerians watched their pages like Netflix, envying the money, the lifestyle, the whole vibe. But behind the flashy captions and dollar emojis was a horror movie plot nobody saw coming. These weren't crypto kings, they were digital predators. The Ogoshi brothers were knee-deep in sextortion, trafficking teenagers in the US to send explicit photos, then flipping the script and blackmailing them for money. It wasn't just a scam, it was deadly. One victim, 17-year-old Jordan DeMay from Michigan, after being cornered by their threats. That was the turning point. FBI agents launched a full-scale hunt, traced the wicked trail all the way back to Lagos, and teamed up with EFCC. By May 2023, the Ogoshi brothers were in handcuffs. By January 2024, extradition papers were locked in, and by August, the so-called crypto gurus were escorted on a one-way ticket to the US. Their designer drip gone, their dollars seized. Now they are facing American judges, staring at the possibility of life in prison. No filters, no captions, no escape. Next on the list is Sapphire Gasi. Sapphire Gasi at 25 was giving soft life princess vibes that made people ask God why their own hustle still looks like rehearsal. Every scroll on her Instagram felt like a TED talk in luxury. Iced lattes in Lekki cafes, MacBooks lined up like family portraits, and captions dripping with tech queen energy. To our followers, Sapphire had clearly cracked some fintech formula that others needed a prayer and fasting manual to understand. But behind the glossy selfies and I love tech hashtags, sis was not coding apps, she was coding trouble. Her real specialty, crafting fake websites so sleek, even Google feed grid them. Well done. Instead of building the next space stack, she was busy pay snatching. US companies and unsuspecting citizens were the ATMs she was quietly draining while striking influencer poses. The plot twist started way back at 21 in Ghana. She had landed a masterclass scholarship, but instead of becoming a Mark Zuckerberg, she became Madam Zook Up Your Wallet. Enter Samuel Kwado Osei, the fraud yoda who recruited her as the official website developer for their crime syndicate. That was the beginning of Sapphire's villain era. Fast forward to April 2025 in New York, the FBI pressed Control Alt Delete on our entire show. Today, Sapphire no longer pushes pixels, she's pushing prison time, from coding scams to coding silence. Madam Tech Queen is now serving 20 years behind bars in the US. The Wi-Fi there only for Zoom court calls. Next on the list is Hushpuppi. Hushpuppi, whose real name is Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, had Nigerians thinking Gucci pajamas were the official uniform for success. This guy's Instagram page looks like a luxury mall catalog. Gucci head to toe today, Louis Vuitton slippers tomorrow, then private jet selfies like he was boarding Danfo. His garage, pure madness. Lamborghinis parked beside Rolls Royces and Ferraris like it was an auto show. Youths were screaming motivation, not knowing the real role model tag should have been fraud model. Behind all those Gucci belts was a whole Yahoo dynasty. Hushpuppi wasn't hustling 9 to 5, he was knee deep in cybercrime crime, pulling off business email compromise schemes, draining accounts, and even attempting to milk an English Premier League club of $124 million. Man was living like Lagos royalty abroad until Dubai police decided to drop a Nollywood blockbuster in June 2020. They stormed his penthouse, cameras rolling, and exposed his empire. FBI later revealed the receipts, 13 exotic cars, suitcases of cash, and emails belonging to over 800,000 potential victims. Today, instead of sipping champagne in exotic lounges, Hushpuppi is chilling in FCI Fort Dix, New Jersey. 11-year sentence. Release date August 6, 2029. From Gucci gowns to prison browns, no flex, just correctional drip. Next on the list is Olalekan Jacob Ponle. Olalekan Ponle, aka Woodberry, was living like Nollywood's version of Fast and Furious. Man turned Lagos youth into motivational speakers overnight because his lifestyle looked like heaven's Instagram feed. In less than 1 year, he scammed over 7 companies out of more than $8 million. And boom, the money became Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, Mercedes-Benz, Rolexes, designer drip, and vacations that made the rest of us question why we were still hustling 9 to 5. Social media, that was his movie set. Every post was a sermon, flexing with captions about faith, destiny, and prayers. Meanwhile, the real hustle was wired in fraud. And he wasn't running the show solo. His crime partner was none other than Hushpuppi. Together, they weren't just sipping champagne, they were bleeding companies dry with international business email scams. But every movie gets a final scene. June 2020, Dubai police pulled the plug with a blockbuster arrest. By the time his US trial wrapped, the gavel came down harder than the Nollywood's modern slap. All assets confiscated, every car and every Rolex gone, and a sentence of 100 months in prison stamped on his name. So yes, the drip dried up, the flex ended, and by the time Woodberry eventually touches down in Nigeria again, he'll be carrying nothing but memories of a lifestyle that proved one point: no matter how fast you drive your Rolls Royce, justice still has the better fuel. Next on the list is Monfa. Once upon a Lagos timeline, there was one man who made Instagram look like an auto expo mixed with Dubai duty-free shopping. Ismail Mustafa, aka Monfa, was that guy. A certified internet baller, Rolls Royces, designer wristwatches, private jets, and vacations so exotic they look like movie sets. Nigerians didn't need to travel. One scroll on Monfa's page was enough to feel rich by association. But as it be, luxury no dey come free. Behind all that shine and Gucci filters, EFCC and FBI were cooking a different gist. Turns out our forex Don Dada and his company, Ismaila Global Limited, were allegedly laundering money on a scale that would make even Hushpuppi clap from prison. We are talking about a whooping 6 billion naira case plus a mind-blowing 82 million euros leaked to cybercrime. Suddenly, the Instagram boss life shifted to a new reality show, Courtroom Chronicles. After Hushpuppi's Netflix-style downfall, Monfa's own flexing slowed down. No more daily Rolex selfies, no more vacay drip check. By 2024, man went full ghost, and the last post dropped in January 2025 like a silent goodbye. Now, instead of designer fits, he's rocking courtroom suits. Instead of luxury captions, he's trending in EFCC press releases. Proof that in this life, the Instagram king can run out of likes, but the judge's gavel never runs out of sound effects. Finally, is Adedayo Olukeye Olalekan. Adedayo Olukeye Olalekan thought he had cracked the cheat code to soft life. For years, he was balling low-key, living his life la vida loca and flexing like the internet was his playground. But behind the dark shades and coded moves was a criminal career straight out of a scandalous Netflix documentary. From cyber stalking to impersonation, the guy had chapters of Wahala under his belt. But in September 2023, he decided to level up in the most twisted way. Instead of chilling, he created an Instagram group called Expose Janjwa Robin Nudes, where he started distributing child pornography for cash. Yes, you heard right, money over morals and vibes over values. The FBI wasn't having it. They linked the group's activities to the tragic death of a 14-year-old minor in the US and raised the alarm straight to Nigeria. EFCC picked interest, receipts started dropping, and boom, the mask fell off. Court sessions rolled in with both local and international witnesses ready to spill tea. The evidence was hotter than Lagos sun in April. At the end, the judge didn't need to think twice. 18 counts charges, conviction stamped. Today, the same guy that was once sipping life with 2 straws is now sipping prison beans in uniform. From soft life to hard time, Adedayo's luxury dream ended with his concrete walls and zero Wi-Fi. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video. Just a quick reminder, always remember that internet fraud is highly punishable by the law enforcement agency. For more interesting updates and videos like this, do well to click on any of the videos displayed on your screen.